And now, World Improv Network proudly presents Community Court.
When two parties cannot solve a dispute, no, community court is there to solve the problem. See?
All rise for the most honorable Judge Olandis Gary.
Yeah, it's great to be here. You know, I mean, it's good to come out of the football playing days and doing something a little bit more beneficial to society, like being a jurisprudent, you know what I mean, and coming over here and laying down some justice instead of getting hit all the time by inside linebackers. It's great to see you, Cliff. You know, you're a cool cat. I remember you from the days when you used to come to the games, you know, and I used to get you tickets and stuff and on the sideline and some autographs. So,
yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, those were good days. No question about it. I tell you what, what's not good right now, the world of sports right now is a little bit torn up about this, Cliff. You know, and man, I don't even know how to address this, but there's two gentlemen in here right now in the courtroom that are going to take care of this problem.
Spit it out, Judge.
All right. Well, we got a man right here. We got a man named Bubba Jensen, who's a NASCAR driver. And, you know, he's a good NASCAR driver, too. I've seen him racing around the track. He's pretty good. And we got another man right here named Jim Dale, and he represents the NASCAR organization. Yeah, that's right, Junior. Yeah, he's the top dog, top chief over there at NASCAR.
Jim Dale Johnson.
Oh,
Jim Dale's my first name.
Jim Dale's your first name?
Yeah.
All right, then, Mr. Johnson. Well, Mr. Jim Dale Johnson over here, you are basically got a complaint against one of your drivers, Bubba Jensen, because he didn't stand during the pre-race national anthem. Is that correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Well, why don't you run real quick through what kind of the procedural aspects of it is up into the NASCAR race when they start going around in a circle for 500 miles?
Yeah, absolutely. So NASCAR, we believe, is really built on America,
right.
On the United States of America, and on patriotism itself. We begin every NASCAR race by reminding everyone on television and in the stadium that we are America. And, you know, we begin very simply with a singing of America the Beautiful, followed by a reading of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. And then we wrap it up with a singing of the National Anthem.
Okay. So basically, Mr. Jim Dale of Bubba Jensen over here, he did not stand during that whole process? Nope. How long is that process normally take?
No. He sat down during the national anthem.
Oh, and the rest of the time he was standing, or the
Yes.
rest of the time he was engaged in the, you know, reading of the Declaration of Independence and stuff?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. And so, has that ever happened before in NASCAR?
No, we have never, in all of the history of NASCAR, we have never seen such outright disrespect, something that I would call akin to burning the flag itself. When Mr. Jensen decided to sit his butt down and show absolutely nothing but disrespect. And, I mean, frankly, I had some investigations done to make sure that he was not a member of ISIS.
Oh, that's,
after seeing behavior like that. He is not. To be clear, he is not.
Cliff, do me a favor. Bring over here the little kind of VHS setup thing that we got going on in the courtroom.
Okay, it's a DVD player now, Judge.
Oh, it's a DVD? Okay. Yeah. Well, back in my day, I used to watch it all on VHS. Thanks. Oh. Okay, yo, I can see that right now. I can see a Bubba right here. He's sitting on the radiator of his car. Mm-hmm. This big pink, yellow, lime green car with a bunch of adverts on the side of it.
Yeah, number 33.
Number 33, okay. And where does he rank right now currently, you know, in the standings?
He's just outside the chase for the Sprint Cup. He's ranked about 14th.
Okay, so he's a pretty prominent driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's not the top of the heap, but he is well respected amongst our drivers and our fan base.
Mr. Bubba, I see you over here now that you're sitting on the radiator, and the whole time you're sitting on your cell phone. What you doing on your cell phone during the national anthem, sitting on the radiator of your car with the hood up? What were you doing?
Well, I need to tell you something, that I am American through and through, 100%. And the problem was, I don't think anyone's addressing here, and I think if you zeroed in on your footage there, that you would see my onesie that I was wearing. That's what we wear when we race, is a onesie with a zipper. I had a piece of bubble gum stuck to my bum, and I sat down And when I stood up and had to sit down again, it was like a slinky, and they pulled me back down to sit. I haven't been able to get that bubble gum off my onesie since. And as I sit on the radiator here, I hope it will burn it off.
Oh, okay.
That's the story, Judge.
So what you're really saying is you weren't able to get up during that time. It's not that you didn't want to get up. You just couldn't get up because the slinky was holding you back onto your engine block or your radiator.
It was the gum. Acting like a slinky, it pulled me down with such force. It was like G-force launching a rocket, but it pulled me back into the universe instead of casting me out.
Okay, and I can see that right there, that he didn't actually race. Is that correct? Mr. Jim Dale, that he actually didn't even end up racing. Was it because he didn't get in his car? Because you banned him from racing because he didn't stand for the national anthem?
Well, you are correct. He did not race that day, and he did proceed to sit in pit row through the first hour and a half of the race, the first 75 laps, just sitting on the front of his car. We here at the organization thought it was very weird. We did not question him directly. We assumed it was more un-American activities that he was participating in at the time. Like I said, we were in the immediate aftermath of the incident, assuming he was a member of ISIS.
Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, Judge, if I might interrupt, but I've offered you a piece of juicy fruit before, and you have taken it from me, and I was stuck to my hood of my car with that same gum stuck to my onesie. Number 33 on my onesie, up on the shoulder pocket.
Be that as it may, Mr. Jensen, the fact is, you would have been able to stand up through the anthem had you not sat down in between the reading of the Declaration of Independence and the singing of the national anthem. If you had simply remained standing through the entire process, you would not have been stuck.
Well, and I can see here on the videotape footage that all of a sudden that erupted in the crowd. The crowd did not like your antics there, or should I say did not like Juicy Fruit's antics, as you claim, Bubba. They started throwing batteries down on the racetrack, and it took another 15 minutes to clear them all off before the race could even start.
Haven't you seen my car? Haven't you seen the Juicy Fruit sponsorship on the front, back, the side, and the rear view that I can barely see through because it's got a dang logo on there that says Juicy Fruit?
Yeah, of course I can clearly see that right now.
I gotta chew Juicy Fruit. It's in my contract. I gotta have it stuck somewhere, and I don't stick it behind my ear. I put it on my onesies behind.
Okay, I understand that, but so why did you actually sit down? I mean, he has a good point over here. Jim Dale has a good point about why did you sit down after the reading of the Declaration of Independence, and why didn't you just continue to stand and then get in your car and start driving?
All right. There is a typo in the Declaration of Independence, and I just cannot stand for bad grammar as a U.S. citizen.
Excuse me, sir. Are you impinging the grammatic abilities of Mr. Thomas Jefferson himself?
Mr. Jefferson had the overuse of commas. You can just check anything he wrote. He inappropriately uses a comma when he should use a semicolon.
Oh, so the truth is coming out. You actually sat down on purpose for the Declaration of Independence being wrong, having a typo, and then you just got blamed for singing the national anthem and sitting down.
Everything else is fluff. I did sit down during the Declaration of Independence because the semicolon should have been there instead of a dang gadgummit.
Well, that's a different point now.
Comma.
I mean, Mr. Jim Dale, I mean, what is that? Is there any kind of articles within the NASCAR guidelines about sitting down during the Declaration of Independence?
No, there was a blanket article about respecting America, about respecting the United States of America, which has birthed us all upon the greatest free land on earth.
But what he is saying here, he's respecting grammar and literature, which is far supersedes America itself.
If you have ever listened to Americans talk, you know that grammar is not of quality that we value highly.
Mr. Johnson, do you ever read Tennessee Williams?
No. I have burned every copy of the Glass Menagerie which I have come upon in my brief life.
Well, ironically, the subtitle of the Glass Menagerie, semicolon, is to be continued. Maybe you should think of that the next time you pick up a good play by Tennessee Williams.
Well, maybe you should just continue to stand and continue to show respect, sir.
I will stand if I pull the hood of my car off due to the Juicy Fruit stuck to my onesie and the hood. And the logo that says Juicy Fruit,
Hey,
Juicy Fruit.
hold on a second. I need to interrupt here for 2 reasons. A, Junior wants a piece of that Juicy Fruit. Can I have a piece of that Juicy Fruit, Bubba, to give it to Junior over here?
You can have the piece I'm chewing on now.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Oh, Junior, that's okay. Don't choke on it, Junior. Do not choke on that, okay? I've done that before. I choked on my mouthpiece before. Okay, I'm going to make a ruling right here. I'm going to have to say in favor of Bubba Jensen over here, because the fact that it was bad grammar in the most sacred document of our country exonerates him from not being patriotic. That's my ruling.
Stay tuned for Talking Points with Shabazz Davis. And make sure to give the Windcast your suggestions during the break on what topic Shabazz should swing a bat at. Next on Mile High Sports Radio.